Very good to see you again. As we're going into inner space, and even though I thought that we were going to be finishing the parsha, still there's a few more sections that we get the answer the questions. But now we're going to continue from where we started out last week. That we have to be able to make our connection to Hashem not only just through our excitement, but we must utilize also our positive thinking. And so then we went in last time to get into the process of thinking about the fact that it has to be a creator. It has to be that everything is being made. And therefore it has to be that we're in a situation where we're being created. So now we're going to go this section into more depth about the concept of how does the creation come into creation, since the creator is infinite and the creation is finite. So you have to make a connection between the two of them, right? Because if you have in a little bit of infinite light being exposed, so then you have a problem. But there wouldn't be a possibility to be a finite world, because by definition, that infinite includes finite, and when infinite is being revealed, so then there's no room for finite. So therefore, there's a process where it's we call the Seder Hishtalshalut, that the light of the creator from the highest levels goes through different kinds of limitations. Right? We're not going to go into all the. There's actually basically four different kinds of limitations that are caused. But we're generally going to talk now about the 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 process of going in and creating a physical world that is finite. Right? It has to go through something which is different from all the other levels. All the other levels that it felt that there is a creator. When it comes to the lowest level, which is called Malchus, so then it becomes a possibility that there be a finite world. Why? Because the Malchus is different than all the other spheres that are before. The Malchus is the power of the Creator to make something which it looks as though that it's separate. An example with a person, that a person who wants to communicate with somebody else. So has ideas what he wants to talk about. Is the thinking with excitement of how to say it that people should understand how important what he wants to say. Then he has to also have the perception of who he's talking to, right? And what kind of presentation we're talking about. Okay, so all this is, so to speak, an internal process. Whereas when it comes time to speak, so speech is, so to speak, a new entity which is separate, right? It's known that words are one of the examples of the level of Malchus. Words, just like words themselves without content, are just gibberish. So even though the words they go out from a person, but they have the content inside, which is really the major point of the reason why a person wants to communicate with somebody else. It doesn't want just they should just say letters. He wants that the letters should be a vessel to be able to communicate. So too, that the higher levels of the spheres of the Chochmah, the Bina, all the levels in the world of Asilis, as the revelation of the Creator is goes through limitations. It's in the Kesser, it's bright, and it comes into the world of Atzilus. So it's like in a window. It comes down to the Malchus. It's like you're going through a crack. The light is being filtered out so that it should be able to be a creation. Okay. So it goes into this and sort of in depth over here. As what we could say, we just sort of come to one of the points of this mimer is that the Malchus has been in essence two opposites. On one hand, it is a limitation of the light. so that there should be a place to be a creation. On the other hand, it is the place, so to speak, that where the creation, the power of creation will create. Okay? So in other words, this is like by a person's speech, that the letters, the limit what was before. Right? Everything was going on in the world of his thoughts and his feelings is limited through his speech. As I said, if a person is very upset, he can't speak, right? Because the words don't hold it. But on the other hand, that through the a person speaks, so he communicates through his speech the intent and the the desire which he has through speaking. As it says by a king, the king is the power of the king is through his speech. It says also by Mashiach. The Mashiach will destroy the wicked through his speech. And as we know, come a few of the stories from the Rebbe Melech HaMashiach, right? The story of Stalin, that during the Farbrengen, right, through speech, the Rebbe caused that this wicked person should leave the world. And so therefore, so too in understanding of the higher worlds, the power of Malchus is God has these two opposites. One is that it gives an opportunity, there should be something separate. On the other hand, it gives the possibility there should be there's a possibility of causing something to come into creation, which is really what we call them is the highest is revealed in the lowest. Right? They have the power, the infinite power of the Creator, which is being hidden through the process of the Seder Shoshes, comes into power to be able to create specifically through the Malchus. Okay. Okay. So that's so to speak the points of this Maimon went with, even though we go into much more in depth. But I think right now I think that's where we just want to hold it. That take this idea and sort of say chew it up and swallow it and it should become part of us. Okay. All the best.